Hello, my name is Ozohu, and
My name is Ndego.
and as you, the name of this podcast is Notes to My Daughter, and as you would have guessed, she is my lovely daughter. This is our maiden edition, and I thought it would be useful for me to kind of set out how we intend to, you know, run this podcast. So, the idea was that I've been running the business for a while now, and I've been thinking about, what is the overarching thing that I want to attain with this business. Of course, I want it to be successful, but over and above that, is there anything more? And I felt that, I've learned so much in this period, and I can pass it on to the younger generation. And so I felt that, my daughter, who is a musician, but obviously has some interest in what I do, I felt that I could pass on some of things I have learned. So this is the reason for the title Notes to My Daughter. But generally, what we want to be doing here is that Ndego and I are art lovers. We do tend to go for shows quite a lot. We like to go to the museum. We like to go see shows, music shows, jazz shows, even sometimes just exhibitions and stuff like that, and ballet. So we want to talk about the things that we do together, just because that's the way we bond, and then also talk about the business. We want to do all of this in the context of the business, how it, the lessons I've learned, and how useful it is, for life in general, right? So that's basically what we'll be doing. In due course, we will be coming in with some what I'll call experts on certain topical issues that we want to explore. So we will invite them to give us their, opinions, their thoughts and advice, hopefully, which I hope will benefit not just my daughter, myself, and hopefully you who's listening. So it's really going to be a kind of fun, casual conversation. It's nothing serious, but we just felt that it would be good to document some of this, for the future. Ndego, she, as I said, is a musician. She's a harpist. And the music you heard at the beginning of the podcast, that was Ndego playing the harp. Ndego, can you tell us a little bit about what you were playing just now?
So the piece that I just played was just the beginning of the piece Essence of Ruby by Brandy Younger. So you said to tell you about it. Mm-hmm. So it is, Brandy Younger is an African American musician, harpist to be exact, and she is so acclaimed in what she does. She's gotten recognition for it. She's been nominated for very prestigious awards, such as the Grammys, and she's really an inspiration to many harpists like myself. And how I came across the piece, when I was talking to my harp teacher last year around June, we were trying to figure out what pieces we wanted to do, or what I wanted to do for my final recital. So I did music in university, and each year you are able to do a performance if you want. And so she asked me, okay, is there anything in particular you'd want to do or want to play? And in my mind, I had just done a jazz, jazz improvisation, transcription and analysis module. and my teacher, I really loved my teacher, and he was so interesting, and so I was kind of inspired. I was like, I want to do something jazzy, and so she found this piece for me, and I fell in love with it when I first heard it. When you go onto Spotify, it's I think, quintet piece. But then the piece that my teacher showed me, it was just the harp, and it was just so beautiful. And I think it was actually on my Spotify, like one of the top songs on my Spotify Wrapped, because I listened to it so much. Well, at first it was very much due to me really liking it, but then closer to my recital, which was in, I think, end of May this year, it was, I need to listen to it so that I could actually like get it in my head, because I was struggling a lot, but I did really love it, and I was so happy, even though it caused a lot of stress. I had to like kind of take a step back at times and be like, okay, wait, no, I actually do like this piece that I'm playing. And so I'd listen to it and be like, okay, you know what, I do like this piece. It's just when it comes to playing it, is a different story. But I think,
And I remember, Ndego, how you basically had me on the phone on FaceTime, and you were
yeah,
playing. Oh my god, I'm like, oh, there's no escaping this.
sometimes I'd have to mute myself because it was just not going well at all. Because it got to a point, I think about a month before my recital, I was really panicking. I had left a lot of it last minute, and I needed people to hold me accountable, and who else to do that other than my mom? So I was just like, Mommy, please, just, you can do anything. You can be cooking, reading, watching your movies, but please, I need to have you on FaceTime so that I know to actually practice. And that very much helped. And I ended up being quite proud of Essence of Ruby for my recital. And I think it's one of those pieces where it's not that I'll learn the piece and then forget about it. Because you could ask me what I did for my first year recital. I don't know. Like, I don't even know how to start playing it. So, but this is one of the pieces where, you know, it's very much in my heart. And even if I don't play it for a while, if I just play it a few times, I'll get it again. And so I just played that piece after quite a few months. I think the last time I properly played it was the recital. So yeah, it's been more than half a year since I played it, and it was okay. It was quite easy trying to remember it and play it again. But yeah,
That's amazing. And it was so sad because Brandy was in the UK right recently,
yeah.
and we missed that. I mean, I didn't even know that it was you that was telling me, and I was like, oh my god. And
Yeah, so as I said, you know how because I had played the song so much, and the album, to be honest. So Spotify has this like feature. I don't know how long the feature's been on it, but it says, like, if you listen to an artist a lot, if they have any shows or anything, it will say, like, you get a notification. And so I saw it maybe 2 weeks before the show was actually happening, and I was like, wait, Brandy is playing in London? And I told my mom, and then I think we just like left it for a bit, and then a few days, or like even up to a week before, but a few days before, I was like, so are we going to see her or not? And we realized that we had booked, so during that weekend, it was the London Jazz Festival. And so there were 3 different venues, and there were different shows and events going on for the London Jazz Festival across the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And my mom, because you are subscribed to South Bank.
Yeah.
So like months prior to, you'd gotten an email or like a notification saying that Diane Reeves was performing. Right?
Yeah, and by the way, Diane Reeves is amazing. So I had seen her before. So when I just saw that on the newsletter, I absolutely just booked it.
Yes. Yeah. So it wasn't Diane Reeves like show, because I know you went to listen to one of her performances 2 years before.
Yes, that's right.
But it was Song Yi-jeon. She was the main event, and we'll talk about it in detail. But Diane Reeves was also performing as well. So because, anyways, going back to it, because we weren't able to, because we had already bought tickets for the one on Saturday, it just kind of didn't make sense for us to go again on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it was such a shame. And if we had known earlier, we probably would have gotten the Brandy Younger tickets. But still, like, I think we were saying that at first, but then when we actually went to the performance that we're going to talk about, we were like, oh,
it was good.
Yeah, it was good. But all I have to say is, Brandy Younger, if you ever listen to this, please come back to London very soon.
Absolutely, and I promise
Very,
I
very
will
soon.
absolutely move mountains to come to you. Just to make it up to you, Ndego.
Because I need to see her
Yeah.
in the flesh.
Yeah.
But yes, so I think I went on a bit of a rumble.
Yeah,
that,
well, it was interesting. I mean, at least now we know, the people here know, you know, how you did in your final year. You know, how much of a struggle it was. Oh my goodness. In case there are any like young people out there that's struggling.
Don't be like me.
Don't give up.
Yeah,
it's okay.
No. What I'm saying is, don't be like me in the sense that don't leave it too last minute, especially if you're a musician. I feel like a lot of people in my course, well, a lot of people who do music, they're very serious, and you always see them performing and rehearsing. So I didn't really see anyone that was like me who'd leave it so last minute, unless they were vocalists, because a lot of vocalists, they just kind of leave it to the end, but they can get away with it. But someone like me who plays the harp, you can't really get away with it if you just leave it to the last minute. So especially if you're a musician, don't, just work on it little by little throughout the time that you have, and you'll do amazing. But yeah.
Oh well, you did well. But yes, thankfully I'm not the one giving you this note. You're giving it to yourself. So,
Yeah.
which is
Notes
perfect.
to myself. Maybe I should make a podcast.
Exactly.
Notes to myself.
Exactly. So, but she did well, and I was really proud of you when you did the recital, because it sounded really good.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but you know, Ndego talked about us going to see Song Yi-jeon and Diane Reeves. So 2 years ago, I went and I saw Diane Reeves. I actually never heard of her before, but because, as she said, I generally just go to events at the South Bank Center. I get newsletters. So I had just booked it. When I got there, the whole place was round. I was like, who is this person? So that was at that point I started Googling her, and I was like, whoa, she's like Grammy award winning,
mind you, so
someone, right?
when my mom was talking about Diane Reeves, so I'm so ashamed to say I didn't know her as well. Even though I did music, and I went to Manchester, and if any of you know University of Manchester, or just Manchester as a general musical scene, very jazzy. Obviously London, they have their own jazz scene, but Manchester, big jazz scene. So me not knowing her was a bit embarrassing, but I think when I did my research on Diane Reeves, I saw that she is kind of considered one of the greats, like one of the living greats. Like that's how, like, not that she's compared to other iconic jazz artists such as like Ella Fitzgerald, but she is up there because she's just so great at what she does. She's mastered her instrument, which is her voice. So she's a very, very big deal in jazz. Yes.
Yeah, and when I came out of the show, I called Ndego and I said, Ndego, I am blown away. It was that good. It was so good. This was 2 years ago, right? And in that show, she introduced Song Yi-jeon,
Yes.
right? Because She is a mentor for this Rolex program.
Yes.
Yeah, where they have mentees and then they mentor them. And basically, that was the first time. It was just the beginning of the partnership. I think it's a 2-year partnership.
Yes.
And that was the first time she was bringing Song Yi-jeon.
Yeah, that was like her first performance.
Exactly. So, so I was there. So it was full circle coming back to this event. But, before we talk about the actual performance, so a few days before the event, I got an email from Southern Center saying, oh, by the way, we're going to we're rearranging the seating, so we've changed your seating. And I was like, okay, whatever, as long as I'm in there, it doesn't matter to me. So we get to the place, and the next thing, we saw one of the wardens. I was like, where's our seat? And he said, oh yeah, it's just down there.
So yeah, because normally we're like near the middle, and so I was going down the rows. I was like, but I'm not finding our seat. Like, what's going on? Yeah. Because it wasn't like A1. It was kind of, I don't even remember. Yeah. It was like something 12, something like that, like A12. So we were like, not even A. It was just, we were at the front, basically, spoiler. But you'd expect it to be very obvious that you're at the front, right? Yeah. But the seats that we had, if I could pull it up, I would. But the seats that we had, it wasn't really indicating that we were at the front. Yeah. So that's why we were really confused, and we had to ask someone, oh, where is the seat? And so, as the warden said, go down. So we start going down, we're looking at the rows, and we find ourselves right at the front, only 2 seats, like, in the middle. And we're like, what is going on? In front of the stage. Like, I'm telling you, if you're watching the video, it's like that was the distance between us. It was literally like not even 2 meters, 1 meter between us and the stage. And we were just like, what is going on? And the funniest thing is that we were rushing because our train, what happened? I think we were taking some tubes and they were just, you know how London tubes are. So we were we were walking quite fast, and then there was a lot of traffic because they had some works going into the South Bank Centre.
Yeah, that's right.
So we were just like, I hope we don't get there too late and they tell us you can't go in. So we were already rushing and we were a bit panicked. We still got there on time, but we were a bit panicked that we wouldn't get there on time and we wouldn't be able to sit down before. And so when we got there, people were still walking around and then tell us our seats, and we're just like, huh? And then we don't even have much time to really like think about it because it starts like almost straight away. And so we're just like, wow, like they're going to be singing at us.
Yeah. No, it was really good. Some guy was like, wow, you must well be on the stage, right? I was like, yes, actually, we were that close. And he was like, Mom, how are we at the front? I'm like, I have no idea. That wasn't what I bought, but they put me. But well, it was all good, so I'm happy. Yes. But it was a fantastic performance. I thought that Song Yi-jeon is going to be a legend in future.
I think let's talk about her for a second. Just give a bit of backstory.
Yeah.
Or background.
Yeah, let's do so.
Yeah, so Song Yi-jeon is a Korean jazz singer. And she moved to the US. She basically grew up in Korea, I'm pretty sure, but she had been in the US for some time. And so she got the mentorship, or she was chosen for the partnership or mentorship with Diane Reeves. And so she's been working alongside her for 2 years now. And she's known for her wordless music. So she creates a lot of sounds with her voice, like her voice alone, and technology software. And yeah, so I think something that she said during the performance is that a lot of the time the words she tries to come up with words, but they don't really show exactly what she wants to express. And so she just doesn't use words a lot of the time. And honestly, her point was well taken. It was just, you didn't need any words for you to understand and see what she was trying to express and trying to show with her music. And yes, it was just incredible, an incredible singer. And yes,
and she did train she said she was a classical musician initially, before she decided it was really funny because she fuses it with, she said she learned like Korean folk music because she fuses it within her performance, right?
So she was saying how when in school, in Korean school, I think most primary schools do this, but in Korea you have to learn certain musics. So I guess like here in the UK we have to learn the recorder or something, and we learn like different songs depending on which school you are. But in Korea you have to learn the traditional types of music, and there is the pattern, the traditional Korean pattern in folk music where it's very much ingrained in you. And she was talking about how that never left her. It was always a part of her, and she wanted to, like, she had this this rhythmic pattern that she wanted to somehow incorporate with jazz. And so I think she married the two very, very well, because I had never heard any type of jazz like that. And you come across jazz where jazz is known for its very complex and complicated rhythms, but even I had never heard of that type of rhythm before, and it was so interesting to hear, and she did it so well. The performance as well did incredible as well.
Yeah, and I thought, I mean, she did. So Dan Reeves being there was, supporting her, and so she featured her. So they did a few songs together, which was really beautiful. But for me, what blew me away was at the end. At the end they had this little interview, and the lady asked them to just
improvise.
Improvise just off the cuff. And oh my goodness, it was amazing. I will play just a little snippet of that for you, just that you can hear what we mean. It was truly good. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't think they know us or anything like that, but if you ever come across their performances, I think you would regret going to see them. And if you want to hear their music, I think it's on Spotify and YouTube and or wherever in any of the platforms, really, you can see them there. So I'm sure, I don't know if any of you know, but I'm the founder of Epara. It's a skincare and lifestyle company. So we launched in 2017. So I've been doing that for 7 years plus, and I would say it's been rewarding, but it's been hard, very, very hard. But it's been rewarding. It's amazing to see, something come up from nothing, so, generating something from nothing, and then to see it grow. It's had its challenges for sure, but, anything good, I suppose, is not easy. So I think that's one lesson that, we should just, I know a lot of people kind of think that, you know, with minimal effort you can get a lot, but generally something that you want to sustain for a long time, you really do need to put some effort into it. I think maybe it goes back to the point Ndego was making earlier on, which is that you're a musician, you just have to put in the work, otherwise you'll never be really good. You know, so you just need to put in the work. So there's just no shortcut to that. One of the things that Ndego and I share as well is we both use the products, right, and stuff like that. Not just because I make it, but because they're actually quite good. I've had very problematic skin for a long time. I've got very dry skin, and then I think I'm also in perimenopause or something like that. I'm beginning to have hormonal acne, so then it then leaves marks. So, you know, I'm always kind of dealing with stuff like that. So it's kind of always ongoing. So, but somehow, using good skincare is really, I think, vital for your self-confidence. You want to feel confident when you go out into the world. I mean, like I said, this business, like running the business is hard. Having a family is hard. Like just living life is hard, right? So if there are things that you can just do to just give you a little bit of you know, that self-boost, self-confidence, then, you know, one for me, at least for me, it's definitely trying to have good skin. So Ndego, I mean, your skin is definitely looking a lot better now. There was a time that you had like some issues with it, but definitely like it's improved so much, you know.
Yes, I think I was a teenager, so my skin was always never going to be amazing. But because both you and my dad both had acne, so it was always a losing battle. And so for so long, so many years, I've grappled with my skin. I've had so many troubles with it. But I've found over the years that less is more. And I think, yes, definitely, even, from 2017, let's just say that, I think using Epara skincare has been really helpful. There are a lot of, not that there are a lot of things that I can't use, but I didn't want to use because I was young, so it wasn't exactly what I was looking for. And because I had acne-prone skin, there were certain products that kind of stood out to me to use. And so I think definitely one that I literally cannot live without, and my skin will start to argue with me if I don't use it, is the cleansing oil, the Epara cleansing oil. And I use other products as well, such as the hydrating mist, which I will talk about another time. But today I wanted to talk about the cleansing oil because I use it every day, every time I wash my face. So I think it's been quite a few years now. I actually don't remember when I started to do this, but after watching a lot of videos and just kind of seeing what my skin likes, I realized washing or doing a double cleanse is so good for my skin, and I'm pretty sure for like everyone's skin. Obviously there'll be exceptions, but for the most part, I think it's so crucial to double cleanse. And so I guess since I started double cleansing, which it's been a while, let me just reiterate, I've always gone to the cleansing oil because, first of all, I'll just say what it does, what I think it does for my skin. So I've kind of also tested it as well when I just don't use if I don't use the cleansing oil, or if I just use a water-based cleanser, I feel as though my skin isn't fully cleansed, and I start to see new spots on my face, or I start to see my skin react badly. And I think what it does, it just really gets off that dirt, and then when you go in with the water-based cleanser, that really makes it certain that all the dirt is off your face, right? So what I'll say is that firstly, the cleansing oil is very gentle on my skin. Um, I have cleansing balms and I use a specific cleansing balm for my makeup at times, but a lot of the time I just gravitate towards the cleansing oil because I know that it is really strong and I can use it on different types of mascara. I feel like mascara is a good test to see whether a cleansing oil is good or not. So I think a few years ago I had this, I don't remember what it's called, but it's this type of mascara which is like microfiber or something. So like while you comb your eyelashes, like it will be making it longer because like the microfibers are like attaching to the pigment and to your eyelashes. And so obviously you can tell that it's going to be quite strong on your eyelashes. And I always used to use the cleansing oil, and literally I just have to like massage my eyelashes and it would come off very easily. I found it a bit hard with other cleansing oils or balms. So I think, yeah, and then using a waterproof mascara as well, normal mascara, that all, it does the job every single time. It doesn't hurt my eyes a lot. And yeah, I never really get any flare-ups or anything when I use the cleansing oil. And I would say, although I haven't given like a exact time how long I've been using it, I think at least 4 years at least. So it's tried and tested. And you said it's one of, like, it's a quite popular
product. Oh yeah, it's a best-selling product.
Never mind.
Yeah. Yes. So it's always every time it's won awards, and a lot of people just like really love it, especially the first step in your cleansing routine. And I think it's really important. I think maybe one of the points to underscore here is the fact that cleansing is super important. A lot of people don't think so. People just buy any old thing.
Like micellar water.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe it works for some people, so who knows? But it's truly important that you have a very good cleanser, because as the first, it's basically what gives you the canvas to then start. You then start to put in like your serums, your moisturizers, and stuff like that. So it's, if you can get that right, for me, I can tell the difference. If I've used the wrong cleanser, I will know very quick. No matter how good the other products are, I just don't get the benefit as much. So like Ndego, it's super gentle, but super effective as well. So I think maybe the lesson for me, from this conversation, is that your cleansing is super important and you should really pay attention to it. Don't scrimp, don't like go cheap or stuff like that. You really should you should invest in something that works for you, and try it. And you might need to try maybe 1 or 2 or 3 before you find that one that works for you. So I'm not kind of pitching just Epara or anything like that. Whatever works for you, but you should really think about your cleanses properly.
That reminds me, I think it was when I was in second year. So normally, because I am the daughter of the founder of Epara, a lot of the time I can get the products for free, right? But so I had my cleanser, and mind you, this cleanser lasts so long. And because I was going to university, only I was using it, but right now it's like both me and my mom using it. But yeah, so I had my cleanser for a long time and I ran out, and I was just like, okay, what do I do? But I was like, you know what? This is a type of product that I will put my money towards. Now, me as a university student, I didn't have a lot of money, but I told my mom, okay, no, I need to buy this. I think it was either that my mom like gave me some money or I actually bought it. I don't remember, but I remember just knowing, okay, this is a product that, okay, it's actually serious. And
you did go buy it. You went to Selfridges in Manchester to buy it.
So because I think Epara had just launched in Selfridges like very recently, and so I was like, this is a great excuse to go to Selfridges, to Trafford Centre, and buy the product. And I felt so I don't know.
Oh, bougie.
Yeah, bougie. I was trying to think of another word, but
you felt posh.
yeah, I felt very posh. You know, I came dressed nicely. I was like, yes, I'm buying Epara from Selfridges. Yes.
Oh god,
but yeah, it's definitely a product that, you know, you should invest in. It will last you a long time. You're getting your money's worth. You're cleansing your skin very effectively. And you said that it helps the skin barrier as well.
Yes, because that was one of the big problems I had was, you know, because when I started having problems with my skin, then so, oh, why don't you try this? Why don't you try that? Then I tried stuff, and basically it would just wreck my skin barrier. Like my skin would just flare up so easily, become overly sensitive. So what this cleanser has been able to do for me is to basically help me to gradually rebuild my skin barrier, so it's less sensitive these days now, and so on. So yeah, but
I think
it's a good product.
Speaking of that, so I had been testing out some new products, skincare products, and it was kind of messing with my skin, but it's gotten to a point where now my skin is fine, and maybe I'll go a day without washing my face, maybe because I'm too tired or just some reason. I think honestly it's the products that I use, and honestly I don't use many products, so I will definitely give a lot of credit to the cleansing oil. The fact that my skin doesn't break out so badly if I don't do my skincare routine for one day. I'll wake up and my skin is more or less the same, and I would definitely say that because my skin barrier is good, and it can take a lot of things. So, you know, one day without doing my skincare routine, not that I'm saying you shouldn't, I think you should. That's just me being lazy, but
naughty.
yes, but yes, I think the cleansing oil has really helped my skin barrier a lot, and I didn't know that until my mom like pointed that out, and I thought, you know what, it makes sense. So yeah.
Well, so that brings us to the end of the podcast today. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and you've enjoyed our conversation. And like I said, it's going to be super casual because we're just basically talking about the things that we like, you know, in other words, or the things that we're interested in. And I hope they're interesting to you too. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, share the podcast with your friends, and please follow us on all the social media channels. Thank you.